got to be expected to block it, be ready to throw, right? So here's very simple how it goes. One, I get set up, I want to know where to sit in the box, right, as a catcher. So how do I know that? It depends on where the batter stands, right? So come here, be a hitter. Okay, so if I'm set up, right, everybody's got the holes, we want to make sure that we're set up to where we're right behind there. If I get down to my stance and I can barely touch the back of his leg, I know I'm in the right spot, right? If he moves up in the box, what happens? Move up in the box. What do you have to do? Move up. If he moves back in the box, what do you have to do? Move back. Very good. Okay, so general rule of thumb, if I can lean forward, barely touch him, I know I'm in the right spot, right? Okay, so I've got signal stance, right? I want my feet really close together. This is the only time you're going to catch on your toes. So I go ahead and I go straight down. I want to push my knees out, okay? And I want to be nice and narrow because I want the pitcher, second baseman, and the shortstop to see my signs, right? If I get wide, who's going to see him? First and third, right? We want to be nice and narrow. I'm going to take my glove, that's your spy shield. I just want to relax it right here on my hand. That keeps the third base coach from seeing it, okay? I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to grab it as deep as I can at the top of my cup. Make sure your elbow's close to your side, okay? Now I'm going to give a sign, right? Fastball, curveball, and I'm going to give a location. From there, we transition into our primary stance. That means nobody's on. So if I give a sign and a location, whatever location you give, that's the foot that moves. So right now, I'm set up in the middle, the point's pointed towards me, right? I give a sign, fastball, I'm going to take my right foot, and I'm going to turn it at a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to sit. Did I just move outside? Yeah. If I go the other direction, 45-degree angle, sit. Now I'm on the other side of the plate. Everybody see that? So what happened to my feet? They went from toes to 45 and being out, right? Are my elbows outside my knee or inside my knee? Outside, very important. Are my knees inside or outside? Outside, very good. Do I look balanced? Yeah, and that's what we want. So your back heel, I should barely be able to put a piece of paper underneath there. Now I know I have balance. I have flexibility to move, right, left, forward, whatever. So we know that we've got nobody on base. So I'm going to take my hand, everybody hold their hand up, take your thumb and barely tuck it in and close it. So I'm going to take this bare hand and I'm going to set it behind my heel.
Don't put it behind your back, rest it right there.
Or I can tuck my thumb into my shoe. That way it keeps from getting hit. Everybody understand that? Okay, so elbows out, knees out, right? And when I give a target, I always want the target in the center of my body, even with my knees, because that's the bottom of the strike zone, right? And so, if I put my elbow on my knee, where's my target? If I put my tricep on my knee, what does that allow me to do? Get a little lower, right? We always want the pitcher to throw it at the bottom of the strike zone, because that's a hard pitch for the hitter to hit, right? So, that's signal stance, that's primary stance. Nobody on. But now all of a sudden, I've got a runner on base, especially a runner on third. I've got to be able to block, I've got to be able to ready to throw and receive the ball. Very, very similar, but I've got to get my hips a little bit higher. So if I get set up, I give my signal, this is secondary stance. I lean back with my knees so everybody can see it. Right? Give my sign, give my location, duck, duck. Now do I look a little bit more athletic? I'm ready to move. Did my target change? No, very important. So the first thing we're going to do is work on our stances in your individual groups. Guarantee you the number one thing we're going to look at is where your target is. If I'm standing up too high, it's not going to work.
Who are you in the way of? The umpire. Didn't we say we're going to be working with the umpire? Right? Okay.
So,